episode 79 of Fist of the North Star, 1 point. The keyword for this episode is going to be friend. Yet another big keyword, often repeated in this anime. I said in the previous video that I was going to talk a bit more about Shin because Kenshiro calls him his friend, and that's of course a big thing because that man seriously a friend? Well, he was and he still is. But Ray is also depicted as his most notable friend, of course, actually kind of like a mate, let's say, someone he experiences things with, and of course he sides with Kenshiro, with the protagonist. So many things I want to say about Ray. So remember in the previous video we said that that's the big picture of what he's going to get. Well, here's yet another man, another friend, another fate. So that's what I meant in the previous video. Now that you got your revelation, you know what's going on. You can't be that too kind, pacifistic kind of man. You live for a reason. What happens? Well, here's the second trial. It's the friend, Ray. Ray literally goes through the opposite thing. Okay, Kenshiro was too kind and he has to be able to kill people as he's incapable of doing that. We developed that, right? His hell was to get to be able to kill people. Ray is the opposite of that. He's on a journey to find his sister back, so far it's comparable, but then he's just killing everyone on his path. And he does it very naturally. And he could kill anyone, even possibly good people. Right? Not necessarily because he has those values. So they're comparable as such, like they're both good people in that way. But Ray is a dormant good person, a dormant hero. Shin was a dormant antagonist, and Juggy wakened that. But Ray is a dormant hero. And he's just killing everyone on his path. So they're opposites. The number one thing between two friends, because I wonder about what it means, a friend. Like, Shin was your friend? What do you mean by friend? You certainly don't mean what we mean, right? That dude at school that you talk about useless things with. Just a mate, basically. And sometimes you can't even call that guy a friend, right? Like, just not a friend, like a mate, I guess, just a homie. What is a friend? A real friend, and this anime seems to tell us about that. Well, a real friend is first someone you share something with. You share fate with that friend. And you see, Kenshiro comes from somewhere. Ray comes from somewhere. It's somewhat similar, somewhat different. But Kenshiro at this point is of course good, no doubt about that. But what about Ray? Not sure. So that's the first thing, sharing something. 2, you have to go through similar things. You have to have experience. You have to be opposed by obstacles and challenge them. And of course the thing that I mean is the Fan Clan, so 𝚿𝚎 and Ray will oppose Kenshiro for 𝚿𝚎. And that's when Kenshiro says that back then he also fought only for a woman. This is extremely important. This is Kenshiro subtly telling Ray, and Ray doesn't understand it very well, by the way, subtly telling Ray, you shouldn't just live for a woman. You have a reason to live. You're a man. You have to fight. So it's him subtly telling him that. And he mildly understands it. But then everything that happens, and they save 𝚿𝚎, of course, and Ray ultimately gets his revelation as well when he sees, we developed these in the videos, I believe the keyword was even vision, right? He sees not physically, but he can just see it as Kenshiro's eyes, and even if he sees his 7 scars, he says, I just know that even if you told me, I don't care about my 5 senses, I just see it. You see this kind of this inspiration, right? I just know. So he gets his revelation as well, and then no doubt that he's a good guy. And the third and last thing that you apparently get from a friend is a message, a legacy. That's what Ray says, by the way, the tale of brave men who fight, and their tale will be passed on to the next generations. And in these recap episodes, in the present, what Kenshiro is doing is remembering the death of all of his friends. And so we remember this great story from this great man. And that's a friend. Someone who makes you evolve, because Kenshiro even strengthened and shared and stored the sadness, and now he gets even stronger. He has more reason to fight, and someone you made evolve. You shared, so as we just explained, these three parts. I think it's pretty good. A mutual experience, going through those things, and finally you get something. And Ray could serenely die because he fought for the right thing, and now Kenshiro remembers those great stories.